I remember a quote saying, I'd rather have the efforts of 1% of the efforts of 100 different people than 100% of my own efforts. And so the concept of leverage and passive income intrigued me. And so it's how you get free. I mean, money isn't everything, but money will buy you time. And time buys you freedom, and freedom buys you happiness. So, in a way, money buys you happiness. So I highly recommend making lots of money, because that just opens up more doors to then go and travel around the world if that's what you're passionate about. It just allows us to do what a lot of people don't get to do until they're in their 60s or 70s and they're retired and then their knees hurt and they can't walk up and down the steps or whatever. So I was just on a cruise last week through Europe and the Canary Islands, and you know, everybody on the boat was like 60 and older, and then there's me and my wife. So we need more young anarchists that aren't libertarians too. I know half of you are anarchists, half of you are minarchists, whatever it is, but get more libertarians to be on these trips with us, like Acapulco and others, and so I hope to share a little bit about my story and then some opportunities I've come across that you guys might be interested in working with. Instead of asking people for money, why not just shift the way we spend our money and vote with our wallets and stop doing business with douchebag corporations that want to rip us off and enslave us, and instead do business with guys like me. And what I'm personally doing, and I'm trying to have everybody do it with me if you want, I started a company called Elevate a little while ago. My buddy Wright, we were talking about a Port Fest. That's when this thing was getting birthed. And it's going well. We're still in beta doing installs, but how this works is, you know how the iPhones, you can sign a 2-year contract with AT&T and Verizon, and they'll give you the phone for free? Like, to just give it away. I'm sure, how many of you guys got your phone for free? The first time, now you don't do it anymore? I've had like the last 6 phones for free. And so it was a genius idea, so we thought, well, why don't we do the same thing with solar? It's the same financing model. And so the idea with this is, and if you're interested, I'll pay you $1,000 for every referral you give me. But we give away a free solar system to anyone that wants to get off the grid and become sustainable and all that kind of stuff. We're giving away Teslas or the new BMW i8s, which are the new electric cars. And we're not really giving them away, you have to earn it, but it's pretty simple how to earn it. And what we basically do is say, hey, if you've got a power bill that's over $100 a month, and you've got a 650 credit score, and you own the house, you've got to be entitled. You can't be a renter, you have to be entitled to the property. There's 55 million people that qualify for this solar giveaway deal. Only 500,000 homes have solar, so that's less than 1% of market penetration right now. That's why our stock is going to go from 10 cents a share all the way, because we just did a reverse merger, not a shell company, so they were public actually. If you want to look at the ticker, it's ELED, that's our ticker. Elevate. So basically the idea is, I give you this free solar system to zero out your power bill, and instead of you paying the electric company, your utility, you pay me. But I look at your bill, whatever your bill happens to be, and I chop it in half. So if you have a $500 monthly bill, I chop your bill in half to $250 a month, and that's what you pay me. Then at the end of the contract, you own the system outright, free and clear, costs you nothing out of pocket, and so that's one of my major projects right now. And that's, if everybody I talk to wants to do solar stuff. And there's a great passive residual income, because I pay you $1,000 up front, and then you make $10 a month in residual for the next 20 years. So if you give away 1,000 systems, you make $1 million bucks, plus you get $10,000 a month for the next 20 years. And then you also get a free car, and you're helping humanity get free from the oil cartel and everyone off the grid. So, and now with these new Tesla batteries, we can actually completely disconnect them from the grid. And so they don't even, most people want to sell all the energy back that they're not using. They sell it and get a check back from the power company. But some people want to just disconnect completely and then have their own battery bank in the garage or whatever. So you got both options. The idea is, what happened with me is I became broke at a higher level when I was young. I didn't really understand money back then. I went and bought a bunch of houses and cars and all this. And I had to make $30,000 a month just to be at zero, because I had so many mortgages and car payments and all this stuff, and I was being retarded, right? So I was like, you know, all that crap isn't what success is. Success is really just a journey. It's not really a destination. They call this thing the law of diminishing marginal utility, where like your first Mercedes is the awesomest, and then your second is pretty cool, and then the fifth one is like, and your 30th one you're like, have it, or whatever. So like you don't get happiness by buying a bunch of shit, you know, and you can't, and it starts owning you, actually. what you get happiness is making memories of the relationships you make and changing the world in a positive way. And that's what brings real happiness. To get emails all the time from people thanking you that their marriage has been saved now because they're making an extra 10 grand a month and now they don't have the stress and they can afford to send their kids to college. Whatever the why is. The idea is turning your wants into your musts. A lot of people want all these things, but they don't get them because that's what they just want them. If they must have them, like you must have air, you must have food, you must have water, then you get it because it's a must. Everybody gets their musts. So you just gotta psychologically switch everything you want into a must, and then it always comes. And so the law of attraction and positive thinking and all this stuff, you've seen that movie The Secret and all that, it really does work. You can manifest connections. I mean, you'll think about something, and if you constantly think the positive, like it's already been provided, like you're happy and grateful and thankful that these things have come to you. Like you guys must have manifested something because here I'm telling you about how to get rid of cancer and how to get off the grid and all this kind of stuff. So you've done something, you've manifested that, but it's not knowledge that's power, it's in the application of knowledge that brings power. So I recommend buying the system, cash, but not a lot of people can afford it. That's why no one has solar. Only 500,000 people in the whole country have solar, because if you had to write a $50,000 check for your car, no one would be driving, we'd have no traffic. But because banks finance cars, now everyone can afford them because you do monthly payments and blah, blah, blah. Now everyone's got a car, now we got traffic. So the same with solar. Banks are not buying the contracts. But when the telephone companies and the car companies got banks to buy the contracts, well now we just have made some relationships with some banks that are actually buying our paper. So we can do that for 2.99% interest up to $5 million. I just got a $1.6 million system out. And the commissions are six-figure commissions. So if you give away $1.5 million system to your buddy with a warehouse building, so you can make $100,000 giving away a system for free. It costs him literally nothing out of pocket. You're gonna cut his power bill in half, and he's just gonna pay you instead of the power company. And then at the end of the contract, he owns it outright free and clear, and he's off the grid. Right now, you have a lifetime contract with the power company, so you're gonna be paying them no matter what if you do nothing. If you do this, you're gonna be able to get off the grid between 8 and 12 years, depending on if you keep your power bill the same or if you just cut it in half and just pay half. Or you can pay it off faster. It's like any kind of car payment work.
Do you do it for new construction too?
Yes. Yep, new construction too. But the easiest and fastest is residential, and we got a simple website that people can just go there, they become an affiliate, they get a rep ID number, and then with the rep ID number, they have a back office, and a replicated page and all this kind of stuff. Then what you do is say your uncle wants a solar system, you say, hey, you gotta email me a copy of your power bill, because you gotta verify that it's his name on the power bill and that he's got a power bill over $100 a month. Because it's not really worth it if he doesn't have a power bill under $100 a month. But as long as it's over 100, we just press a button, submit the power bill to our website, and our call center handles everything from there. They call them up, they do the site survey, they give them the proposal, they pull the permits, and they do the install. Everything is automated from that point. All you have to do is submit a power bill, and after install happens, you get $1,000 every time you do that. So you can do 1 a month, make 1,000 a month, or do 5 a month, make $5 grand a month, and that will give you freedom, because you're going to get passive income too, to then travel around the world and become a perpetual traveler if you want. You just gotta get a battery bank and go up yourself and freaking disconnect. And just put it, have all your power going into your garage into a battery bank. I mean, the technology is like cut in half, like 60% in the last year. It's really coming down a lot.
What's the web address?
The idea is get the storage. That's where the real opportunity in solar is in the battery technology. But this is a land grab right now, guys, because once people get solar, they're not jumping from utility to utility to utility every 4 years or 3 years. You know how energy deregulation is happening right now? It's the largest transfer of wealth in human history. That's what Warren Buffett says. Energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in human history. What's the wave? Solar. But the secret is battery bank technology, and that's my cat's meow, if you will, is once people have that battery, then screw the grid, dude. You just clip and go. You just gotta get a battery bank and go up yourself and freaking disconnect. And just put it, have all your power going into your garage into a battery bank. I mean, the technology is like cut in half, like 60% in the last year. It's really coming down a lot.
What's the web address?